better standing over people, you were going to say. But that's, if I may pay compliments to the union and to your Migrant Women Association. That's an excellent report, isn't it? So look at that. I can't get anything like that done. And we're supposed to be talking about serious matters in churches every day, but I mean, it just shows that what you consider to be, how important it is that you're prepared to go. And it's also very thoughtful, isn't it? I mean, it's not a red rag to a bull, so to speak. It's not trying to create dissension or hatred or anything. It's just simply stating the case, which you're stating. And I feel humble, you see, because here I am a bloke and standing up with women who, in fact, are saying what they do every day, 24 hours, 7 days a week, whether it's at work or at home, isn't it? You see? So, I mean, I'm speaking with respect, and also because I suppose religion at its best, and I'm one of the representatives, I suppose, of Catholic religion, would be that, if you want one word for it, it's supposed to be hospitality. Supposed to be at its best. So, because I'm the parish priest of South Melbourne, because that's the border of South Melbourne, I feel as though I'm entitled, on behalf of the people of South Melbourne, to take an interest in the care and the welfare of workers in the area, not just residents. So I'm very grateful for the invitation. But I mean, that's all nice, you know, religious, spiritual, you know, it sounds all right, but in fact, to get to the point, I prefer to quote, what's his name? Adam Smith. You see, who wrote the book, The Wealth of Nations, isn't it? Now, he's supposed to be what? One of the high priests of capitalism. And he says, without any doubt whatsoever, in his books, he says, look, you rich people, you industrialists, you employers, you own, you've got to treat the workers first as your most important resource. And not just pay them for the work they've done, but you've got to pay them for the life they lead. So people should be coming to work and able to go home because of the wage that you've paid them and have a life of their own. Not just as a slave in the workplace, but you've got to take into consideration that they've got a life as just as much as you have, and they're entitled. Their children are entitled. We were talking before to the comrades about the effect of their work lives on their children. You know what I mean? Their children become resentful for their older. Where's their mother? Where's their? You know what I mean? And in South Melbourne, Port Melbourne, for my 37 years here, that's become the one feature that I'd be prepared to go to the wall for. And that is, so many young people, in fact, are disadvantaged throughout their lives because of the oppressive circumstances of their childhood. I'm also got a school of 300 children, and lots of parents who have their children going there, they themselves regularly become unable to pay the school fees. And they're working mothers, you see. They're not idle, you see. And that's what I admire. I mean, the more you listen to the stories of the room attendants, the more you almost haven't got words to express sufficiently solidarity with them, because these are the people who work all the time. Now, I know that that's what civilisation says in the affluent West. We're all supposed to be working all the time. We're carrying electronic devices that tell us, you see, in case we've got an idle minute, you know. So, I mean, that's the way the culture's going. But in fact, you've got to take the pain out of it, because we're human beings as well as automatons. We're not robots. And we need a break. And the one thing that will give us, in the West, a feeling of self-worth, is in fact the remuneration we get for our labour. That's the only thing workers have got to sell, as a labour. And I remember being impressed by the Jewish, what is the Torah, that says, in fact, don't you dare, says the Lord. According to the Torah, it's the Lord. could have been the writer of the Torah. But don't you dare, you owners, let your workers go home at night without their wages, because that's all they've got. Now if you say, oh, it'll be all right a couple of days, no good, because it's all I've got. So I've got to go home at night and provide for my family, and I've got to have it now. And that's not being a commo, that's just human dignity and the human contract. So, I mean, if Adam Smith reckons that that's one of the key elements in a successful economy, well then the men and women behind the hotels should in fact, as good capitalists, step up to the plate. And that's what you're asking them to do, isn't it? To please give us a fair go for all. 450 quid a week, you might as well be on the dole. See what I mean? Isn't it? And do nothing.
Yes.
You see?
Yeah.
The 450 quid a week, take that home for God's sake, after the blood, toil, tears and sweat, other people's and yours, that you have to endure during a day's work, or a night's work, or a week's work, that's unspeakable. Now I presume because the people in the hotel industry, I presume are all honourable, I presume, in this country, well then you would expect to make a reasonable approach to them, that they would honourably take it seriously. So we're asking Hilton and other hotel chains to form a concordat, what do you call it, a contract with the workers, that they will be honourable employers, and we've already shown that we're honourable employees.